It's just the way I can't keep you honest like you're coming clean. It's just the way you seem to be addicted to leaving me. It's just the way now that I can't sleep at night. Now that you're gone, it's just the way you don't know which direction I was coming from. It's just the way I can't seem to tell apart all of your rights from wrongs. It's just the way now that I know may be the last thing you ever do right. You worry about how it always sounds so long ago. You can't see it starting over again. And oh, we know it's rough, but we're not quite satisfied. Tell me if you're awake. Can I talk to you again? Tell me what's the mistakes that have made us only friends. Now I notice.
Welcome, race fans from around the globe. Here they come, out of turn 4, to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. Good evening, Sim Racing fans. Welcome back to 1 to Go Studios production of the Split Decisions Triple Threat here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway at Las Vegas, Nevada for the N2B 95. I'm Harold Darner with my buddy Cushy, man. We're over here now in the desert, you know, a big stop change from Daytona last week.
Really excited about this one. They're going to get ready to roll the dice and see who comes out on top. The way they're running right now, this is going to be an absolute blast tonight. Look forward to calling this one.
It should be a great. Guys are out there right now qualifying, so we'll go ahead and show you that. We got Kathy Joe already checking in. She's quick, you know.
There
faster
she
than
is.
I can't even put that up fast enough.
I'll say a shout out to her, give her a little hello already.
All right then. But this is currently our qualifying grid. Looks like we're gonna have another packed house tonight. Over 30 drivers again.
Yeah, quite a few of them running where we wouldn't think they'd be running tonight as well. So interesting to see how this one plays out with all three of them on the track at the same time.
Now
Definitely looks like we got fast trucks. Yeah, it looks like we got some fast trucks there.
And the setups are fixed setups, but they are setups provided by Maconi. So Maconi setups, and they've got these cars where these trucks are hauling around here. A couple Xfinity guys, and then the Cup cars are dragging tail back there.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to play out when everything gets started. It should be. I can't wait. I really can't wait. This one's a little more exciting for me, just because I thought last week we'd see him drag down or fall away, but this week it's going to be a lot more exciting.
Like I said, we're continuing to go and put in our grid basically on time. This is going to be kind of interesting because I always thought the Cup cars would be up front with the Xfinity and the trucks in the back, but they're going to be lined up based on their qualifying time, so we're going to have some trucks in the front row.
Yeah, and a lot of Cup guys wondering what on earth is going on in the back.
So we're going to give a shout out to our title sponsor, Into Being LLC. They're a medical device prototyping and consulting firm based in downtown Saline, Michigan. They work with clients throughout the entire product development process and specialize in providing guidance through the complex regulatory pathway required for medical devices. It's a good sponsor to have with these trying times with medical insurance and stuff. And I know, Cushy, you and I both deal heavily with medical companies, and man, it's nice to have somebody fighting for you for once, right?
Absolutely. With all the things that every time I visit the hospital and my wife goes inside, you know, you gotta hope that someone's got her best interest at heart. So great sponsor. Glad they're back with us again tonight.
Gonna check out Jonathan Cusmano, who's currently in the 7th overall spot. As you're seeing the roll bar cage put in here, getting that good view of Las Vegas from the driver's right shoulder.
Yeah, what a cool view, and kind of gives you that feel for what's happening, from the driver's perspective. So I love that view. It's always been one of my favorite. By the way, it looks like your wife has joined us as well.
Oh, she's wanting here. She's here to listen to you, and she ain't them listening to me.
She hears you enough, right?
Yeah, she hears me more than enough, is what I understand.
There you go. There you go.
So, we got about 3.5 minutes left. I believe I got some of the stuff fixed tonight. We should see the 1 hour in front of the 35 minutes when we start the grid tonight. He said I don't normally do timed events, so they are causing me to actually have to look at what I'm doing every once in a while. So, shout out to the split decision triple threat guys as they're getting ready here to go out in the desert. You see the desert over there off of the grandstands. Off it looks like turn number 2.
Yeah, what a beautiful place for a track, and you got the temperatures that'll be coming up soon. I know, but it's gonna be hot and slick, and people are gonna be bumping off each other. It's gonna be a great time.
And Lori's actually interjecting herself into chat even. So that's something that's never happened. Cush, I just want everybody to understand that. I've put on over 100 shows, and she's never texted into chat until you show up.
I have to assume I am her favorite, so I'm just going to be happy about that.
It must be because, like I said, she may watch it, but she's very quiet. She doesn't say anything, so... She's decided to jump in tonight. But about 2.5 minutes left here in qualifying here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. With that being said, let's check in the track temperatures. I think we talked about this earlier off air, and there it is for the butt kicker weather for tonight's into being 95. Skies are clear, as we saw, 65 degrees in the temp. Air temperatures I'd like to have right around here right about now, since it's been 80, 90 degrees up here in Maryland. And the track temperatures dropped from practice to 94 degrees here in qualifying. Relative humidity is 12%. And the winds are slightly out of the northeast at 5 miles per hour.
So all that simply means, ladies and gentlemen, is when you're watching this with a track temp of 94, there are going to be some backside sliding where they're not supposed to be. There are going to be some people touching paint and a few hugs against the wall. So it should be a great night to watch a race.
35 drivers have registered for tonight is what I'm seeing right now, and it's going to be a pretty interesting night. Like you said, 94 degrees. We saw it over 100 degrees, and once it breaks that 100, the iRacing model lets them tires start to get really slick and slippery. And like you said, coming out of the corners, you're going to see, so out of 2 and out of 4, we're going to see the cars get a little happy on that rear end and want to come right up to that wall.
Yeah, and I would imagine that they're going to move around a little bit tonight, too, to kind of find that grip. Unlike there's no PJ through one down and there's no resin. I mean, they're running on what they're running. So got a couple of new names tonight in the list as well, so it'll be fun to talk about them.
Quite a few drivers here tonight. And currently, we just look at the points leader. Kevin Bernheimer is leading the Cup Series. Joe Kazi is like points. They're tied at 15. And Thomas Myers is in that 3rd spot. That's your Cup Series. Xfinity has Patrick Anderson leading the way with a tie for 2nd with Cody Kramer and Jeff Ramsdale. And the trucks, Josh McKinney and Jorge Canales are tied with Coop in the 3rd spot. So those are your 3 divisions and your top 3 across.
And leading the way at the top is Josh McKinney, it looks like. So I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of change there as far as what the points might be when we get finished tonight. Although, again, track will determine what's going to happen.
It's like 36 cars now, as I had to scroll down the timing screen. That's unusual for me. Not usually have to worry about that, but that's what we're looking at right now. That ends the qualification here, so we can get to our grid real quick. And our starting grid. And that's everybody. All right, starting off in the front row is Josh McKinney and John Peterson. With the second row is David Desperios and Josh Beaver. Zach Johnson and Thomas Teagan in row 3. Row 4 is Jonathan Cusimano and John Humphrey. Let you take the next group here for us.
You got it. Next one's Michael Gitchell, And then Nathan Manwaring in row 5. Row 6 has Mike Allward and Justin Gibbs. Row 7 showing Ryan Cruz and Matthew Kopp. And then in row 8, you got Jorge Canales and Jeff Ramsdell.
And our next group here is row 9, Mikey Williams and Patrick Anderson, Mark Eckerman and Keith Fonseca in 10, row 11, Nate Johnson and Bill Klingbeil, row 12 is 23rd position is Taco Gortman and Kayla McCarthy. Go for you for the next group here.
And then you go back down to row 13. You got Greg Holt, who had a great race last week, and then starting Luke Smith side by side. You got row 14 with Richard Crane and Joseph Causey. Row 15, Bo Ross and Adam Benefiel. And then row 16, you got Dave Gilbert and Tyler Rush. Some big names down there.
And then finishing up 17th row, Chris Wheeler and Josh Saucy. Row 18 is Michael Edwards and Ryan Johnson. Just to cover back again, the pink lettering systems, the pink boxes are the trucks, the blue is the Xfinity cars, and the yellow are our Cup cars.
And look how much pink is at the front today. This ought to be a blast. Now, the question is, and on everybody's mind is, will the Cup guys move the trucks out of the way? Or at least that's on my mind. I don't know about anybody else, but that'll be fun.
Draft is going to be king with all this stuff, all these cars together, because that's going to change everything, because all we saw right now is qualifying single car. So you're going to start getting into, drafting and side drafts and tire models and all kinds of fun stuff going on tonight. But it is unusual to see the trucks up front, but they're going to lead the way out of here, starting us up.
And a ton of information tonight, lots of things to look at. Again, you just kind of think to yourself, we're going to have quite a ride, and it's going to be really quick right out of the gate.
Definitely will be, and we're going to try to cover as much as we can. We really had a hard time keeping up with Daytona with the 3 packs, but they're telling me here it's going to be spread off all over the field, and it probably will be, because Vegas is not known for pack racing.
Notice over here on Facebook, Mikey Green screaming out to go get him Ramsdell, so we'll keep an eye on that for you tonight, Mikey. Keep an eye on Ramsdell as he gets around and see if he can get through traffic, starting into 16th position.
Looks like Ryan Cruz for Kathy Joe as well. Number 28.
Don't forget to get those paint scheme choices. Kathy Joe, you picked it pretty quick last week, so
yeah, we're
couple new cars.
Definitely, we're going to need you to go through the field here and pick your best paint. We're going to get all that in, and hopefully we're going to close the bidding at 10 minutes till, so we can actually try to get a hold of the driver this time. Coming to the green flag, here we go.
There we go. Let's see how this all works out with a big draft, and as they head on down into turn 1 and pull it on into turn 2.
The leaders there, Josh McKinney leading the way as he's sliding up that corner. Right there up in front of Dave. I believe that is the number 16, and he slides back down into the 68. So starting the blocking early here at Las Vegas.
Yeah, and you start to see him moving all over. There he goes. He's a little loose off the bat. There. Yep.
Zach Johnson and looked like, was it 68 with David Despario, and he's
cutting through the grass. He was loose going into that last to turn 3 anyways. He's going to end up parked on the grass.
And he took a toe to keep us going green. But yeah, he was definitely some heavy contact there. Oh, Ryan Johnson. Sorry, wrong Ryan for Kathy Joe. She corrected me really quick, so she's looking for that 38 right there.
I wasn't going to call you out on that one. I was just going to let Kathy Joe say what she had to say.
She done set me straight right there. She's pushing for that 38 of Mr. Johnson, not Cruz. Yeah. So, as he said, 38 with a multi-tone color.
Yeah, he's got quite a paint scheme tonight.
Gonna keep us busy tonight trying to find all these guys here. Let's go and let's try to find out what's going on the racetrack here. There's that number 24 Exalta again with that three-dimensional looking number system of that number 24, and that's Kayla McCarthy. Zach Johnson fastest.
Yeah, let's see if Caleb McCarthy can have a good week this week. Had a decent run going last week, and then at the end just kind of got caught up in all the other nonsense going on. McKinney is just lined up, and it looks like the trucks are going to stay right in the line at the beginning.
Yeah, that's good. They're lined up all together here. Lots of cars on the racetrack today. It's like
there's a lot of action.
Put my moo machine to work here. It's like like when you get all them race cars, the frames start to go whoa. But yeah, we got lots of cars, lots of action all over the place.
I see Luke Smith is out there in the beautiful orange crush car again this week, trying to make something happen, trying to get around the trucks. I'm wondering just how patient they'll be with the trucks that are back there.
Up here at the front here, Josh continuing to lead the way. Peterson coming up there. That's John Peterson in that 16. He looked like he had an inside view there. Pulls it back.
Oh, yeah. Getting a little loose on that turn, though. You could see his back end starting to slide. He couldn't hold it when he went down in there.
Yeah, look at these guys. They're continuously going back and forth. There we are on that 11 machine as he starts to spread it out a little bit, about 2/10. That's about a couple car lengths ahead of that number 16 to John Peterson. That number 30, Zach Johnson, he was involved a little bit earlier with that number 68 of David Desperios.
Yeah, and looking at these trucks tonight, Harold, my guess is that clean air is going to be king because McKinney, other than that, the time Peterson pulled down on the inside of him, I'll be honest, and he's not had too much problem pulling the rest of these guys around right now.
And look at they definitely drafting is heavily helping them stay ahead of everyone there.
And these guys are using every inch of the racetrack right now.
And, for those that are not familiar with iRacing, when you drop below the apron, the iRacing default crew chief or their spotter doesn't know where you are on the racetrack and will stop telling you what's going on. So you could have a car and you're outside and he won't tell you anything about it. So it's not
like
a good spot to be.
Slowing. Looks like the 99 of Patrick Anderson slowing down a little bit on that outside. May just be a matter of he got loose and had to go somewhere.
And coming off of that apron is definitely hairy too, coming into turn number 1. The 12 going backwards as well.
Yep. Should be interesting to see what kind of adjustments they're going to make as well. Just to see how it goes. Ryan Johnson in the 38, he's brought up. He's made up 9 spots.
There's three cars around there.
3 cars taken out. Absolutely.
And looking for a caution, but I'm not seeing one.
Well, that's because they're still flying across the track.
Whoa, more. Now, these are flags controlled by race control. So if they don't deem more than 3 cars, they will not throw the flag. So they deemed that was just a couple cars, and let's keep going green.
Wow.
But we definitely saw some ping pong going, oh, look at the 48 getting split by all this group here. They're talking about a hornet's nest. Wow. He got gobbled up quick.
Back there with the trucks, John Humphrey just trying to get out of the grass, get across, and find his way back home. And unfortunately for him, it didn't work out very well. Got hit again coming back in. But, yeah, these cars are definitely sliding all over the place. That's for sure.
Well, leading this group looks like Causey is leading the Cup cars up there with Greg Holt. Those are our fast guys from last week. But this little group here is blowing by the Xfinity cars, and they're working their way up to the trucks.
Well, I like we said before, how long would it take? What would they do once they got to them? And I'll be honest, I don't think they're going to be very patient when they get there. This is one of those things where the faster they can get out in front of those trucks, the better off they're going to be in the long run, I think.
Yeah, only 34 cars left. The Sparios did leave the racetrack. We're down to 34 vehicles at this point. Looks like the Cup car of Dave Gilbert had a incident, and it shows a crash of some kind on lap number 2, which has put him down quite a bit. And he's way down, and he's looks like a lap down, or 2 laps down from the leaders right now.
Yep.
You see the number 10, that Crush going around.
Yep, that Crush car. Is this his week? I don't know, but I love that car. I love the paint scheme on that, so it's fun to watch him. But again, McKinney out front. Josh just pulling everybody around. He's on his own. Nobody there to bother him. He looks good right now.
He's just putting down laps at his pace, controlling the field from up front. You know, and they got John Peterson directly behind him, and that number 16 was at Lovable Critters. So interesting there, and it's about 4/10 separation. He's still in the draft of the leader, but coming hard is Joe Causey and group. As here them right behind here. It's Causey and Holt. That number 7 car is a lap down. That's Gilbert.
Yep, Gilbert.
They're 2 laps down.
Keep an eye right behind them is Ryan Johnson. He's been the one that's moved the most. He's been up 9 spots since the beginning of the race. You got a couple other guys. Chris Wheeler's come up 5 spots. Joe Causey, he's been up 5 spots. So there's been some guys that have gained a lot. But Taco Gortman's dropped 9 since the beginning.
Causey's now past the number 18 car, or the 16 car, Peterson, and looking to go going around the leader. So they're going to put the Cup cars back to the front.
Took a little longer than I thought it would, but nice job by Causey and Holt, and just coming around and getting through all that mess. They just needed to get out there and get in the air.
You know, I'm looking at the cars. Our points leader, Kevin Bernheimer's not even listed tonight.
He's off tonight. Looks like he has a backup running for him. Ryan Cruz is actually driving for Bernheimer tonight.
All right, well, so this will be a good night for Joe Causey if he ends up taking this, because he'll move up as he's tied with Bernheimer. Not sure how their substitutions go. I'd have to get into their rule book, and maybe I'll do that later. I'll let them do the scoring and keeping. I just call the race. How about that?
Hey, whatever works, it works for me too. So I'm good with it. I was watching it earlier today, so there was a couple of them that were talking. Here comes the Ford truck back in. That's John Humphrey. He was involved in that earlier accident.
He's come down pit lane right now. But now the Cup cars have all gotten by Josh McKinney, except for Luke Smith and Taco are the only 2 that are not. Chris Wheeler looks like he's disconnected for the night in the number 22 Cup Series car.
Yeah, I think those guys. I think what's going to happen is you'll start to see Xfinity and trucks kind of run together. But the Cup guys ultimately they're gonna be the hot ones. They're gonna run fast. So.
Yeah, well, these guys, we see that's your top 2 there, and the 18 is 3 laps off the pace here. That's Josh Beaver, and he's going to try to stay with these guys the best he can. That's what I would do, try to get around them, getting around Holt there.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get around, get a couple laps, fight back the hard way, as they call it. Fight back the hard way, get 1 lap back this way. Interesting that he can do that.
Well, these setups are set in by Marconi Setup Group, and so if you're looking for a setup, they're a good group to get a hold of. You can go over to their website, and it's a subscription-based system. So if you're running open leagues on the iRacing system, you can use the Marconi setup to get you an upper hand. I know as a driver myself, I like to race in the open series, but I don't like working on tuning the car. I'd rather have a crew chief do that for me, and I'll just get in it.
I'd wanted to do the same thing, absolutely. Hey, Kathy Joe, I don't know if you're paying attention there, but your 38's coming on in a hurry. Ryan Johnson is just ripping through the field. 10 spots since the start of the race.
On board here, Ryan Johnson. He's behind that. Number 8 leading is Joe Causey. And right fronting them is the 18. That's that truck that's a couple of laps down. That's Beaver. And you can see the banking as they come into turn number 1.
Yeah, this is a great idea, a great view of what's really going on in that automobile as they're driving it, how the banking works, and even down, as you see, going down the backstretch. Still a little bit of banking there as they turn back in. Looks like he's going for the lead on the inside here. I don't know if he can hold it, though.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be stopped by the 8 there, but he is in position. We'll see what he does off of turn number 1. Man, look at that group of Cup cars. Just, man. And you see they're trying to get around that slower Exalta car. And that 18 doing a good job getting down and giving him a line. That's because Ryan for the win, she says. So, you know, early in the race, we still got an hour and 23 minutes remaining. So these guys are still just filling out their cars. You got to figure out their tire strategy, fuel strategy. You know, how they're going to get to the end. You know, these crew chiefs are working and doing those calculations, reverse engineering the race of deciding when to come down. Because this is almost like doing road course racing where you got a backwards. Whoa, look at them splitting that 37.
How about that? That 37 just about calls to everyone to go. And there went the momentum for Ryan Johnson.
Whoa, contact with the 24 and the 37.
McCarthy getting in it again. Unfortunately for Kayla, I hope that doesn't damage her too much. But again, she was coming up.
Johnson, your new leader.
Yep. Gained 11 from the start. That's impressive.
Matter of fact, since you're doing that, check out our biggest movers. There they are. Johnson moving up 35 positions because he actually was all the way in the back, according to my sheet, starting this race in the number 38. Yep. But you have him moving up based on, I guess, the class.
Based on the group, so, based on the class he's in. That's right. That's right.
Mine's overall. And then Saucy's moved up 28 and Causey's moved up 26 positions because they've had to go through the other groups as well because they were the cup cars started in the back.
Absolutely. Had to expect that from these guys just because of how much was in front of them. But I'm really glad to see how well they're coming through the field now.
Yeah, 27 cars that have stayed out the entire race. We're talking about incident points. Looks like the top group up to 14 is without any incident points. First one is Jonathan Cusumano. He's got 6 incident points, and there's like 4 with Tyler Turtle Rush. Yep. So we're gonna keep an eye on that because they will get a drive-through penalty at 12. And then at 18, and then at 24, it's the Twilight Zone, and their car just miraculously disappears.
I noticed here that Kayla picked up 4 from that last little brush as well, so she's holding on in 8th, but interesting to see how that's going to affect her in the long run. There goes Katie's favorite driver, the 83 right there, so if she's watching, River. Katie, there's your car.
And Kathy says she's always paying attention, Ken. How dare you think she wasn't paying attention?
Oh, I don't know that she's calling me out on that one there, Harold.
She's probably calling me out. She's been around me longer,
Yeah, I think she knows you a lot better, that's for sure.
Hey, I got a lot of things to watch.
Oh, there's a lot of action, that's for sure. By the way, Kathy, I did add an extra couple screens, so I said I was going to do it, and I went ahead and did it. So.
Here's our group here, the 27. And that's Saucy in that 81. I still like that Exalta ride, that multicolor black and gold car, that 81.
Good looking car. That 77's not a bad looking ride either with that flame job going down the side. I like that one as well.
And there's number 3 in the 8. That's Causey and Holt. And there's Nate Johnson at number 88. And like I always say, if you have the title sponsor, it gives your car to go at least a tenth faster.
It's possible. It might not be scientific, but I think highly possible that could be happening. That's true. There you see McCarthy coming back up to that group as well. So she's on Saucy's backside. Good to see. And then some of these guys are just pulling around the slower cars on the inside.
We have a lot of stuff going on. We've got a lot of cars in the back. It looks like that are involved in some crashes and trying to. Don't want to go to it if we don't have to since we're still green, but I'm seeing some incident points and crash signals being sent to me by race control pretty heavily right now.
Yeah, look, pretty much all the trucks except for 3. Jorge Canales, good chance right now if he stays where he is. He can keep that points lead by himself instead of having to worry about someone else joining him. He's riding in 11th right now, so good ride by him.
Canales now coming down onto pit lane.
It looks like a lot of the trucks are doing that now as well.
I mean, they do have smaller fuel cells.
Yep. Let's see what he pulls off here.
It's like 2 tires on that right side. And he's getting all 4.
Yep.
So we're back to Ryan Johnson here. Ryan Johnson leading the way, but he's got the 8 and the 3 right behind him. 27, 81, and so pretty much the top 10 of now for the Cup cars are all pretty much hanging together. there's a group back. Actually, I should say top 6 are together. Then there's a group back to Johnson. It's Nate Johnson, number 88.
Nate Johnson, yeah, down to Taco Gortman. So those guys, and those things, you know, again, it's an hour and 18 into the race. At this point, there's nothing to really panic about or worry about. The groups are running pretty much how we need them to run now. And so you know, you shouldn't see too much. Got a lot of blue under 1 lap, 2 laps. So the Xfinity guys seem to be having a little bit of, going to be behind the 8 ball a little bit tonight.
Well, I don't know if you just saw that, but the 3 and the 8 worked together to get around Ryan Johnson in the 38.
Moved him quick. Yep, moved him quick.
So maybe they're starting to see how this is going to work. And the 27 and the 81 did the same thing. So you need a partner. It looks like the draft is going to help you.
And there you see Johnson right back up on the back of Saucy. So it's not something that, you know, just because you get kicked out, you're not going to make it back. These guys are finding a way back around stuff too.
Pit stops for Ross, Smith, and Gortman. Looks like only fuel for Smith and Gortman, 8.5, 8.2. So
yep, absolutely.
So
Everybody
really
else
quick.
looks like took 4 tires all the way down the line.
Oh, turn for the 27 and the 3.
Bye-bye. Yep, Greg Holt just lost. I don't know what he was trying to do, but spun off and.
Oh, he's still racing.
Yeah, he got a little help from the 27. The Turtle gave him a little bump from the backside.
Wow, and that was really a one. And you know, the crazy
save.
thing about that was not iRacing didn't even give them a point for that.
No, heck of a save by Holt there. And I'm sure he's going to put the hammer down and come right back at it.
Well, I'm sure he will be. He's going to remember that a little later in this race.
No
It'll
doubt.
come back up for sure, for sure. Oh, 27 into the 8.
Got him. What?
And around the 8 goes.
Oh, my goodness. What a shot into the nose of the 8 car. Turtle Rush just moving him out of the way.
Causey, Johnson, and Turtle all into that group. Again, we stay green. The Turtle Rush, that's the second impact that we've seen him with another car.
That's it.
And he's at
he's
8
got 8
incident
points. Yeah, he's got 8 now. Darn right he does.
Yeah, so he does any more of that. Next one he does, down the pit lane, he'll go.
And honestly, Harold, it could just be a matter of you see how they're gaining on each other once they
closing.
pick up. Yeah, the closing speed's incredible tonight.
Oh, the 27 trying to get down the pit lane.
Oh.
81, woo. That could have been very, but they're all coming down the pit lane to get some service done. 81 into his pit stall. It was like
Keeping an eye
Turtle
on
missed.
these-
He missed his box, had to back up.
Turtle's having a tough round right now.
It's
There you
pretty
see it.
much 4 tires for that
Yep.
group.
4
Get back
tires
to-
all the way back.
Or 24, the first one off. As you see Kayla there, just making sure she stays underneath the pit speed. 8 looks like going to be getting out first. But we'll have to see how that goes.
2 tires, it looks like, for her at 8.4 seconds. You got to imagine that she's just playing a little strategy right now. Again, long way to go, but you can see why they'd be playing the way they are. And maybe she sees something with her 2 tires than 4.
Causey may have been about to be lapped because he got out in front of her, but he's showing up in the 14th position. That's your new race leader, number 24, Kayla McCarthy.
Well, yeah, but that's
10's
going
coming
to
around.
change
Bruce
real
Smith
quick.
right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that's going to change real quick. And all of these guys, the top 3, took only 2 tires in gas. So, interesting strategy here out of the 3 that are running right now. And last week, same thing we saw was the 10, the 24, and the 17 out at Daytona doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, we see how 2 tires will work here. This is a high-speed track, and sometimes you can get away with that on these cookie-cutter 1.5s.
Well, tonight with the temperature and the way things are going, I don't know how cookie cutter it's going to be the rest of the evening, that's for sure. But you're right. I mean, just the way they are. There you go. Track temps at 90 degrees. Still pretty warm out there. Those tires are probably greasy.
It dropped down a little bit, but there's Luke Smith. He's taking over the lead with McCarthy and Gortman with them. So the three of these cars can be working together. They got a 2.5 lead over Johnson, who's the number 88, and they came into pits together. So let's see, Nate Johnson also only a 2-tire stop. The first 4-tire stop was Tyler Rush and Bo Ross.
But you know what? Johnson might have had a little bit of repair from earlier on. So remember, he rushed to the top, but maybe took a little shot here, there, and there. But good stops for these guys. Shout out to Michael Gitchell right now. He's leading the Xfinity guys down in 17th place with Bill Klingbeil and Mike Aylward running 1, 2, 3 there with those guys.
There's our 48, the leader of the Xfinity Series.
Had a good race last week, too, if I recall.
And he's all by himself. He's about 4 seconds back to the next car behind him. So sitting pretty by himself there. We go to Josh McKinney, currently leading, and he is the points leader right now in the trucks, and he's by himself also with a 2.6 second gap between him and Kayla. Puts up the fastest time and takes over the lead.
Yeah. Well, she's got some speed, and you know what? If I've got the 8 car in front of me, I'm trying to put him a lap down. I would be hammered down trying to put him a lap down.
Well, the only thing about that is the 8 car's fast, and he's almost a lap down. But I can draft off him, save some fuel, maybe save some tires.
That's true too. That's true too. She did only take 2 when on that pit, but she's got to be feeling really good with the way her car's working right now.
It definitely should be.
And I tell you what, Josh McKinney holding his own in the trucks in 10th. I mean, there's 6 trucks right now that are above the Xfinity guys. So what they were talking about earlier in the chats, definitely playing out here, where they're on an even keel right now, if not a little higher as far as setup goes. Like you said, they have that new setup tonight.
Coming up here on the 36, that's Richard Crane in that Xfinity car. As you can definitely see the difference in speed as the 8 and the 24 go ripping on by. A little bit of smoke. There's a truck down there. Looks like Thomas Teagan. Number 35 is see him
35,
smoking.
Yeah. Oh, he's got lots of damage.
And he does have a faster. Oh no, he did already use his fast repair, so that's the only car he's got.
That's it. So he's going to go in and do a little fixing up if he can. But he's got 10 points too, so he can't take too many more shots, or he's going to be down there for a reason. So again, Kayla right on his tail, right on the 8 car.
Greg Holt and Joe Causey both took their cars during the pit stop.
Causey didn't have a choice. If you remember, it ripped the front end of his car right off. So I could see why, which means he's going to have to drive a little differently than he was earlier on.
That's right. That's why Causey was almost a lap down. So right now he's doing pretty good for having to take get that car back down the pit lane. So
as you said, he had a fast car to begin with. Clearly the car is still fast right now. But again, if I'm McCarthy and I get that chance, I'm not so sure I don't try to put him a lap down, especially if he's already used his car, because anything could happen.
Anything for sure, but she's sitting there right there behind him, measuring him up, seeing where he's going. Sometimes you can look at a car that's faster than you, but behind him, kind of get an idea what line they're running and kind of put that in the back of your head when you come to get faster car tires and stuff. Maybe a better line to help you to extend that tire wear.
You got to wonder what she's doing as far as tires anyways, because again, we only show her as probably taking 2 tires and gas coming out of there. So her car doing exactly what it needs to be doing right now. She's staying right behind him, and as you said, probably saving a little fuel as she's riding along as well.
She's doing a really good job. She's gapped Gortman by 1.8 seconds. So Gortman is nowhere near, at all. She just basically putting on the laps, and if I was her, it's working. Just stay behind the 8 and just
that's it.
Take the time off. Let him work those cars. As you see right now, we're getting around lap traffic. Let him cut the traffic.
No doubt, no doubt. She's walking the dog and just heading on away. She's not worried about what's happening behind her. That's good driving by her. Impressive. Looks like Looks like Josh McKinney's still holding, but Causey still showing 11th, and then he splits up. He's splitting up Justin Gibbs and John Peterson there in the truck. So, again, a couple truck guys really hanging in there, driving pretty good. McKinney there, you're showing now, having a really good race.
And he's got about a second behind him to Joe Causey. So, you know, this is the leaders are catching up to that lap traffic still, the other truck, so...
Yeah, he's the only one left. He's the only one left right now on the lead lap with everybody else. So good look from inside of McCarthy here.
Your race leader right here, as you see in the back of that 8. Like I said, she just kind of following the 8, letting him take take that first dive around the other car. There's that Whiskey River, that 83. That was an Xfinity car that she just went around as Bill Klingbeil, and he's
one lap down now. In 17th.
And he's about like 10th, it looks like, on the Xfinity Series points sheet right now.
Yeah, but this will be a good race for him. He had a good race last week. This isn't harming him in any way, that's for sure.
There's Holt there, and now we're at Turtle again. And Tyler Turtle Rush behind Nate Johnson.
Nate's still pulling the sponsor around, doing a beautiful job, getting in and out of traffic. It's a good thing to see.
Bo Ross right there behind them. We get back to Ryan Johnson. He also had to take a car, number 38, and he's currently 5.7 seconds behind the race leader.
I don't remember him having such an incident where he would have needed another car, but maybe it's something I missed. I don't remember him needing that, but you're definitely right. He took it.
Let me just say something. Kathy Joe's going to yell at me for this. I just realized that's Tiny Horse. Kathy, I forgot. That's Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson of Taz Motorsports. I followed him with the North-South Racing League. This kid can drive.
What a name. I want a name like that. I just have Cushy.
If we get a chance to talk to Tiny Horse, I'll let him tell everybody in this league, why he has that nickname. It's actually a pretty interesting story. But Tiny Horse Johnson, definitely a great guy to interview. It had quite a few interviews with him. Kathy's kind of laughing at me now.
She's laughing at you now. That's good news. Thanks, Kathy. You make sure you keep him straight, okay?
She's like, of course I follow Taz. Okay, got it. But 2 and 2 make 4, but not in my life.
Not in his math. No, clearly not.
Clearly not. Now she's kind of looking there around that number 8, but she's still content. I would only take it if I need it.
I'm with you. Why push the envelope right now? However, if you do see where it's going to be a problem and you're 30 minutes to go and he's still hanging there, my guess is if you can put him down one, put him down one.
Oh yeah, like I said, but like right now, he's cutting the draft. He's providing for some help. 24 backed up quite a bit on that last lap. I'm not sure what the problem is.
Yeah, I don't know. She's having some issues right now. She's only on 20 laps so far for fuel, so...
Oh, caution's out. That's why.
There we go.
Somebody go, why is she backing it down?
Yeah. She's probably thinking, what are those guys talking about?
And there's April Orth, another Tiny Horse fan. See, if I would have saw April in here, I would have put 2 to 2 together. So let's try to figure out what happened there, and we're going to try to get a replay in here. Here's our nice big group here. And that's the number 10 of Luke Smith. And I'm showing that Zach Johnson and Josh Beaver were involved in this here.
That up in front of them? I mean,
that's
these
the
guys...
2 right. That's the... So let me try to double tap that one more time here.
Boy, that truck was really blocking.
There's Zach Johnson right here. So let me try to figure if we can pull this back and see if we can find it.
Yeah, I don't see any damage on him.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out where this was. The 18 of Josh Beaver here. Just kind of going by what the scoring and timing's telling me.
Yeah, I'm looking at him, but I don't,
You know, it is possible that this is a stage break as well. If I'm not being
like a competition caution.
Yeah, because I've not seen any contact either. So, well, everybody
they all
coming
seem to be
pit lane,
running
though.
pretty clean. They all look like they're running pretty clean. So,
Trying to see, but that's probably what it is. I believe there's 2 stage breaks. I just wasn't given when. So I guess about an hour and about a half hour remaining, I guess, would be the best way to see that.
probably right. Looks like you're getting some people to come on down the pit lane.
Well, it looks like all the Cup cars went down pit lane the last time by. You know, pretty much everybody is going to get down there and come back out.
Yeah, Kayla's showing 14-1 coming out of the pits, so that means she definitely changed 4 this time around. Same thing with Taco Gortman and Luke Smith. All 3 of those great pit stops. The top 4 are 2 through 4. Great pit stops there.
Number 18 of Josh Beaver. Looks like he had just come down pit lane when the caution came out, so he's going to stay where he's at to try to get one of those laps back.
I don't blame him. He's 5 laps down. Get as many as you can.
And so, just another shout out to our title sponsor, Into Being LLC. They're a medical device prototyping and consulting firm based in downtown Saline, Michigan. They work with clients throughout the entire product development process and specialize in providing guidance through the complex regulatory pathway required for medical devices. You know, like I said, we've done, both of us, quite a bit of stuff going on. So there you go.
Yeah.
McCarthy for the stage win. So we're gonna call that a stage break. You know, the interesting thing is, like, Kathy Joe's seen me cover with quite a few different leagues. You know, we're kind of picking up this league for split decisions for their first 2 weeks. They'll be being picked up for their full-time sponsor their full-time broadcasters next week. So, so we're not getting all the ins and outs. We're working on it, though.
No, I mean, we're doing the best. We're doing a good job, I think. There's a lot happening right now, and everybody can see that when you're throwing 3 sets of cars out there, and they're all running different pace and everything. I mean, you got to expect it. You really do. So,
giving some waiver rounds going on. Mike Edwards is our race control. So there we go. That's why we're seeing those cars coming around on that high side.
I just looked up to my right. They're actually showing, since they're under rain delay, they're showing the July 2001 Daytona race. So that would be the Firecracker 400. So this is old school going on to my right side, and then in front of me is brand new stuff, the huge brand new technology. So
okay, well if that's the case, if they're not showing live racing on television, you need to be on One to Go Studios.
Absolutely.
So tell your friends, we've got live racing going on. Turn that TV off, get on here, and check out the racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Without a doubt, and you can listen to 2 guys that sometimes don't know what they're talking about because there's too much going on. So why not join us? Listen to us, make some mistakes, and Kathy Joe will correct us as we go along.
Yep. We have our in-race fact checker.
That's perfect. Absolutely.
Have we gotten anybody talking? I've not seen anybody talk about paint schemes yet, though.
I have not. No.
So we got about 40 minutes, roughly 50 minutes, I would say, to get some votes in, so we can do I turned mine off. Yeah, you know why watch a rain delay if you can watch live racing? So. Yeah,
by the time we get done tonight, Xfinity will just be kicking off. Yeah. Thanks for checking in there, Dave. Appreciate that. Absolutely.
You know, like I said, we're still looking for fan favorite because we're going to interview the fan favorite. But we need to get some votes in.
I got my vote. It's the same vote as I had last week, so I'm not going to throw mine out there. But I've got mine in my head.
Exactly. That's right.
That's what's so nice about this, Kathy Joe. You know, we can turn the old race off. We can watch this live race, and like I said, by the time we're done, you know Daytona is such a big track. They'll have it dried off. We'll be watching Xfinity. Oh, I don't know, sometime around 10:15. So you can't beat it.
All right, back to green flag racing with Nate Johnson leading the way as we're back under green.
Jumped out to a quick start there. This McCarthy, Kayla McCarthy, all in along in second. Taco Gortman in third, and then Luke Smith in that beautiful orange crush car coming up in fourth.
That John Peterson in the trucks and the 83, who's a couple laps down, I believe. Or no, 83 is leading the way for the Xfinity
There you go,
Series.
Bill Klingbeil. Katie's got to be loving that. Katie's got that car out. Now, what is that paint scheme? I got to tell you, that's interesting right there.
Well, it's funny. Bill Klingbeil is 2 laps down, leading the race for the Xfinity Series.
Absolutely. Hey, it doesn't matter how he gets across or how many. Oh, we got a problem right there. The leaders.
That was the 8 of Joe Causey that was in that.
Oh, Causey. Well, guess what? That's going to put him. Oh, that's going to put him out. He's done. Yep, he's done. Remember, he's already used his car. So unless he has a miracle hiding in his pocket somewhere or an elf that can do something really quick, he's done.
Ooh.
Oh, what a hit.
We can back that up some here.
I can tell you who's involved, and you're not going to be shocked by it.
Well, let's try
27.
Let's try to see what we can do here. The 27 looks like he's about to
Turtle.
make contact to the wall, though. He was evading the wall and came down in front of the 8, is what it looks like, and spinning around as the 8 car.
What a shot he took coming in right there. I tell you what. If this, again, we talked about this last week, talk about it again. If this was live, this would really hurt.
That's cause he didn't even see it. He caught that right rear corner panel.
And this is where he gets hit again. Down on the bottom. Oh, yeah, that'll leave a mark. That's something your mother feels when you get hit like that. I'll tell you that right now. So that should put Causey pretty much out. And like I said, I mean, he's already used his car up.
Yeah, that's a tough group there for Joe Causey. As he's on pit lane right now looking to try to get some repairs done. Not sure that's going to be anything they can really do for him.
Exactly what I'm thinking, David. Turtle again? Absolutely.
But now with Turtle, that's 12. So
that's 12. So he's going to take a little visit. There he is. Isn't that nice?
Well, a drive-through penalty would require no services. So, and he has to do that under green.
Well, then that means he's going to sit there for a moment until it goes green and then come back out again.
So, you know, we caught what was going on and saw the 8 go around. So right now, that's Nate Johnson. He's going to stay out and see if anybody else has come down pit lane.
I did notice that Greg Holt was shooting through that just before that happened. So, you know, Greg's already used his car, so that he's got to be feeling a little bit of relief when you shoot through and everybody else is wrecking behind you.
So we still got we got at least one more lap to go. We'll see if the lights go off on the pace car for this lap by.
Got the truck leader coming in right now as well.
So we got at least another 2 laps before we go back to green flag. Mike Edwards as the race controller, has given Greg Holt a black flag.
Really?
Yeah, he's just received that according to the in-race chat I just saw.
So I wonder if Greg Holt was the beginning.
I'm not sure, but Mike Edwards, you know, he is the race controller. I'm just reporting what I see. And yes, they get a timeout for 12 incident points, 18 incident points, and then they get sent home, kicked off the playground at 24.
Wow. I get it.
I tell you, there's one thing. I mean, you and I both have done referee type stuff in different sports, and race control is no difference. You are not the most popular person in the room.
No, you're not. But you know what? You got to make some of these calls, and based on some of the stuff we're seeing. I mean, Greg Holt's still running out there around, so
Yep.
I don't know what's happening with that.
He's going to have to serve that under green.
Under green, okay. Fair enough.
So, I mean, I can tell you, as a race controller, there's reasons why I get invites all the time. I don't care what your name is. And there's a guy that drives the 18 that doesn't like me very much.
Now, which 18 would that be?
I don't know. Somebody you keep following. I don't understand.
That's right, the rowdy one.
So, I mean, he's kind of vocal sometimes. That's all I can tell you.
I'm shocked. He seems like such a nice, kind choir boy type guy. So I don't believe you, Harold. I'm a little shocked by that.
Uh-huh. One of the funnest guys to listen to in iRacing is Ron Capps, and he'll get spun around and he'll turn that car play around, and he goes, I think somebody done spun me.
Ron Cap seems like he's got a great personality. So
he's a lot of fun to deal with. I like dealing with some of the big names, but thing is I don't pull punches for them, and I think that's what they want. They want to race. They want to race with everybody else, and they're going to follow the rules. But I know some people they'll like, oh, it's so and so. Yeah, well, rules are rules for everybody. Like Kathy Joe said, accountability. Y'all know what the rule book is. You had the choice to read it or not. So, all right, one to go here. So we're going to be watching that pace car come off the way. She got a nice shot of them boys coming out of turn number 4.
Here we go. Driving off.
Now, Kayla McCarthy, with a little bit of strategy here, went down pit lane and got 4 more tires during that pit stop. So
saw that. So she's thinking long term here. I know that's because her car was running beautiful with 20 laps still. So
the top 3, Johnson, Gortman, and Smith got them, and Bo Ross, top 4, all 11 laps on their tires. McCarthy, Johnson, Holt, and Saucy all came down. That's your group of your Cup cars. Look at Josh McKinney. He's about a lap down. There's Holt coming down to serve that penalty I told you about there.
Hard on the brakes, I see, too.
And Tyler Turtle Rush has parked his car, and he is done for the night.
I know that upsets Dave Scott. He's watching this now. I don't know what we're going to do now, David. Turtle's gone. Who are we going to watch crash other people? I don't know. We got to keep an eye out for that.
Oh, there he goes. So here he's at number 11. That's Josh McKinney. A lap down from the leaders, but leading the way for the trucks again. He is
solid
the
run.
Leader, so
yeah, solid run. Absolutely.
1.5 seconds back to the second place. Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson. You know what? I never got old. That's Johnson. He runs, and that's probably another thing that messed me up, Kathy. He runs the 3 that I know, and he always runs them old Dale Earnhardt Sr. color schemes that I love so much. So seeing them in the 38 has definitely messed with my head. That's what I'm blaming it on. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hey, whatever gets you through this is all that you need to worry about. That's perfectly fine. Tightening up here with the top 5, really just one right after the other.
And definitely there. Now, Bo Ross, we haven't talked about Bo in a bit here, as he's moving up here in the second spot.
Yeah, running good, looking good, car's looking nice.
Ooh, a little bit of a bobble off of 4 there by the number 88. The 77 backs it up a little bit.
Well, again, Kayla's got fresh tires and a full tank, so she's going to be thinking, okay, now I don't mind going up and getting the lead as they pass by Greg Holt as he's coming out after his penalty.
Top 6 cars all together here. As looks at 77 getting that push by Kayla McCarthy.
There
takes
you
over
go.
the lead. And Kayla right there with him. As you see in the, now, that's Tiny Horse pushing the number 88 of Johnson.
Yeah, I'm not so sure there isn't some ulterior motive there. Look, there you go. Pushing him back around. Johnson underneath. Taylor's going to get shuffled back. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast right now out there.
Yeah, you get put in that high side here. You're not going anywhere. No help.
Here we got the 71.
A car just, a truck disappear and come right back out in front of a couple cars there.
It's magic. It's magic.
Always magic.
Yeah.
Now we're coming about halfway here at the 47-minute mark.
Been an interesting race so far. A lot of stuff that you didn't think was going to happen has really kind of just jumped out at us. I'm still shocked by the fact that even being a lap down, you got 5 trucks that are sitting between number 8 spot and the 12 spot. Impressive runs right now by these trucks.
We got a new leader in Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson.
There you
up
go.
to the front there, and he's already used his fast repair, and out of the leaders is the only one that has.
Well, you talked about the 3. If you look at the 3 on that car, it kind of resembles an old number 3, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I guess he's being Earnhardt 1 and Earnhardt 2, 38, 3 and
I got
8.
it. I got it.
So,
Ryan's just decided, all right, I've had enough. I'm going back around. I'm going to take the lead here, and why not? Taco is spicy and pushing behind him, and then you got Kayla coming right behind him. So as you can see, the draft is huge, and if they get a run, they're just going to freight train you.
little contact there between the 16 and the 28 cars. There's the 81 of Josh Saucy. He's kind of all by himself back here. 9 seconds behind the Luke Smith, number 10. That's up in that group in front of him. So if I was him, I'd just kind of, let the laps tick away, conserve, kind of just wait for that next stage break, which is in about 15 minutes if he can get there.
He's got one of the cleanest cars out there right now, so you're exactly right. Why not?
And he definitely does. He has got no incident points at all. But, that 71's coming up.
Oh, I saw it, yeah.
And that's
Jorge Canales went.
That's that getting underneath there to 71. Ooh.
Oh, my
Caution
goodness
out.
gracious.
So let's back it up. But that 71 was underneath, as I talked about earlier.
He wasn't. He had no idea, I bet.
See, right there, you see where the 71 is below the line.
Absolutely.
As we can see here, get a better look in here for us. So we go, let's get us, there you go. He's below the line. Let's watch him through here. Because right now, he's got a car on his outside, and his spotter's not telling him. And he just came right on up.
And I don't know, there's a whole lot that anybody else is going to do when you come right up in front of them. I don't know what you expect. So 97 took a beating there. That's Ramsdell. I know earlier we had a fan of Ramsdell out there, and sorry to see that, but good news is he's got another car, so he should be able to get back out there and not take too much of a shot there. David said, in 3 wide, not quite. You're exactly right. And they love to use that apron, and that's what's causing the big issue.
Let me try to see here we can get with this. Boom, here we go. No, I'm trying to see here if
that was probably just after it.
I think it was one more lap ahead. That's why I'm not seeing it. Oh, I guess not. Might not have the right guy, that's all.
No, you had the right guy, just not the right moment, because he's the one that he tipped off the front of. So just a tough place to be, and when there's nowhere to go. Yeah, there it is. And there's nowhere to go. I don't know what you expect him to do, but
Let's back that up just a tad bit here. You see the 71 go up, go down, and then come up again here, as you see Saucy.
And now you see the momentum, too.
And I said, he just doesn't tell you he's there, so he's just trying to take that 71 up to the track where he can have it. So,
and honestly, Saucy can't afford to live, so, Hey, thanks for the update there, Kathy Jo. Kathy Jo says if you were looking to watch the Xfinity race on Daytona tonight. It has been canceled until tomorrow.
Oh, wait a minute. I just saw on mine, Kathy Joe, I think that the network just told them to go check out Wendigo Studios.
That's what I'm thinking. So everybody else get out there, come watch us. We've still got 43 minutes of knock'em, rock'em, sock'em robot driving right now.
Exactly. So no excuses, man. If you're watching the Xfinity Series, you got your buddies, tell them to go over here and watch some racing at Vegas. We got a lot of excitement going on here. So looking for those fan favorites so we can start talking about that. We're going to go through the field here once we get back under green, though. Yeah, that's what they're waiting for. That's what it is.
They're waiting
for us to go through the field. Yeah, they're waiting for us to go through the field. Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, if we knew what the field was doing right now, half of them are in the pits, the other half are trying to repair, and the third half is, they're back there eating hot dogs because they're 80 laps down, so. Well, I like that car. That is a good-looking car, I gotta tell you.
Well, that's our race leader right now.
Hold on the outside. Did he get any of his laps back at all?
Holt right now is three laps down, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that penalty killed him. I mean, Let's get Junior on the chat.
If somebody wants to bring Junior up here, I'll take care of it. We'll talk to him.
He's talking right now, so he's not ready yet. But we'll, absolutely, let's get him out, get him on here. He'll be fun to talk to.
Got a couple EOL penalties being issued.
Yeah, that's that board for us is it's a rainbow tonight, boy. I tell you what.
Be a single file restart.
If you, Harold, if you have timing screen control up by the X, click the full screen button. See what happens.
The full screen?
All the way up by the X.
Yeah, I don't need to do all that. That's all it's got left, just the cars.
No, I was going to say it might show me the rest of the cars. I don't have the full screen down to the bottom.
There's only 36 cars and 35 should be able to be seen.
Well, that's fine then. Give me more 99.
Yeah,
Joel Brewer.
He wants to see the 99.
There we go. Patrick Anderson. Patrick Anderson running third right now in the Xfinity group, and there for a while thought he was losing the draft a little bit, but he's hanging in there, hanging tough, right behind Michael and Bill Klingbeil. So
hey man, we got stuck up on as we're back under green.
Well, how about that?
There's our leader, Bo Ross. And since we did just go back to green flag racing, let's go through the field real quick as we can here, because I don't know if we're going to be able to get through it all, but we're going to try. So this is Bo Ross leading the way currently with Caleb McCarthy right behind him. And you see him continue to throw. They're going down low and got Nate Johnson up high in the third spot. He's actually in fourth now because Ryan's in third. See, this is why it's going to be hard for you. Got Taco Gortman now back into the fourth position. Nate Johnson back to fifth. Actually, Luke Smith in the crush car. And Taco, they keep going back and forth. Joe Saucy in the 81, which I still love that little car. I love the way that paint scheme's put together. Nate Johnson all the way back to the seventh position. Woo,
I don't think he'll stay there long, honestly.
I don't think so either. Justin Gibbs leading the way now for the trucks in 47. John Peterson, that 16 Lovable Critters, is in the second spot there. Now, Michael Williams in the 80, was that the 32? But, oh, okay. He's got one of them funny little, got a B in the normal spot.
Yeah, 32 down below.
Yeah, this threw me off there. And Josh McKinney at the number 11 coming up through here. And that's, so the top car now is Bill Klingbeil in the top for the Whiskey River for the Xfinity Series. And Michael Gitchell We talked about that 48 car, that Gitch car.
Yep.
There's
Yeah,
a number 99 we were talking about a little bit earlier. And I think we talked to him before. I'm not sure. And Adam Pettifield is in that number 9. Kind of like that patriotic color looking car.
Good looking car, absolutely.
Nathan Manwaring in the 56 State Water Heaters. And Fonseca in that 61 all black. Looks like he's looking for a sponsor there.
Yep.
Mark Ackerman in the AAG, number 37. And that was Richard Crane at number 36, Exalta. That was that Dirt Vision on the back, right? Yeah.
I'd like to point out that this week Richard is actually got damage on the front instead of the back. So way to go, Richard. Nice job.
Yeah, Greg Holton in the 8th spot in his Ford. And then Jorge Canales in the 71. John Humphrey in number 4. Matthew Cott, that 46. Liking those numbers. Really good job there with the patriotic numbers. Yep. Ryan Cruz in a 28. And Jeff Ramsdale in that chrome 97. That looks pretty.
He did take a new car, so that's all he's got left now. So hopefully he gets through that okay.
And Josh Beaver in that 18 another truck here. And Causey is on pit lane still. Gilbert on pit lane. Thomas Teagan with a smoke in that Rockstar. And Mike Edwards in that 001 at the 14. Not sure if he was on the car at all because I'm not showing any number there next to him. And that's pretty much us going through the field today.
Guess who's knocking on the door again? There's McCarthy. Kayla's all over his bumper.
Yeah,
She's going to get a little help here.
But the number 99 we were talking, and I remember Dave Scott talking about the number 99. He was our winner last week for the Xfinity Series, and we were told about the foundation on this car was a medical condition, and trying to remember what it was. So, got to help me there. Number 99.
I don't know that he went into great detail, honestly. I know he just talked about there was a, I don't know if it was a sister or a family member had a condition. But yeah, we got to talk to him. He was a great conversation after the end of the race last week.
We got Bo Ross and McCarthy duking it out there with a 38 and Nate Johnson. They're all under a blanket. The 17, the 10, the 81. They're all together. It's 1 through 7, all tight. Throw a blanket over. They're all there. LAM is what Dave Scott's bringing up. We saw that and just trying to remember exactly what it stood for. I am horrible with acronyms. You know, I think I was in the Army and they just acronymed me to death. Acronym for everything, so.
We have them at our work, too. It's crazy. I can't even remember my name half the time, much less an acronym for it.
I know, my name's not an acronym, so I can't remember it.
Exactly.
So 35 minutes left here. Looks like Joe Causey has called it a night. So the 8 is done for the evening. As we're looking at the 77, and the caution flag yet flies.
This is our halfway. This is the 30-minute mark. So.
Actually, I see some contact.
Oh no! What on earth? Come on now, Jorge. Jorge spinning Cusimano. Cusimano was in front of him as far as on the track. Comes up. Cusimano was only being shown as 1 lap down, so that's interesting right there.
See if we can back this up.
I'm not so sure they might not have had a little. Oh, he just comes down on him.
Yeah, it looks like the 71 was actually there.
Yeah, yep.
We can go ahead and put that again. Like the 71 had the position.
He did.
And the 45 was pretty much just looking for that entry, so.
Interesting. Maybe they didn't know there was a yellow. I'm not sure, but that's a.
That could have been the yellow.
Pretty big mistake, though, at this point in the race.
Yep. So Nate Johnson ended up getting out in front there, and he's coming down pit lane. So then you see him pass the commitment cone. 45 is tore up now.
Yeah, and that's a shame. I mean, like I said, he's in 12th place, only a lap down. I mean, for the trucks, that's impressive. But this may cause him a little pain and discomfort now.
Quite a few people in front of the 88. They're going to get their laps back by getting waved around the pace car since he's our leader. Ryan Johnson is second behind him.
A lot of change as far as the guys up front. Greg Holt did get one of his laps back, so I don't know if he gets lucky and get up into that other range, you know. 45 coming down, the one that spun, so Cusimano is going to get a little work done.
This is interesting. I guess Nate Johnson was already on pit lane or not, because usually that would have been entering a closed pit, so not sure about that.
So it showed him at 5.7, which makes you wonder, did he think that he was going to get caught?
Well, not sure how many. 5.7 could have been enough to pack fuel in.
I was going to say, could have just been fuel alone. That's true. All right, Kathy Joe, we know there's great paints, but come on, girl, pick something.
Pick one. Got about 20 minutes left, and we need to get fan favorite picked tonight.
David, give us a color. We need one from you. Joel Brewer, give us a color. April, I know you're on there too. Give us your favorite paint scheme out there.
So we got quite a few, and I mean, I know the Tiny Horse has got a little bit of a following here, and it sounds like the number 99 of Patrick Anderson does as well. So, I mean, do we really need a paint scheme? I think we're just going for fan favorite today.
Well, I mean, we can go fan favorite. I mean, that's perfectly fine, absolutely. But I think we're going to get single votes all the way around, though.
I think we got.
Yeah, I'm with Dave. See, that boy, David.
Scott, Luke Smith.
Yep. That's a good-looking car right there. I guess I'm not supposed to have favorites, but I'm with you, David. What a lovely crowd tonight, isn't it? I mean, look at those fans out there in the desert, just enjoying the sunshine. And what's the track temperature, by the way? Has it changed much?
81.
81. Wow, that's dropped considerably since the start of the race.
It means they can get awful racy in this last 30 minutes.
What a surprise. Like they haven't had enough raciness to begin with. I like it. Yeah.
We have a couple
I think
of those.
we got 2 or 3 of them, I think, out there. So, but I'm with you. That's a great one. Yeah, see, that's the old Earnhardt 3 right there on the side of that 38. Yep, there's the 48 truck, right?
46.
46 truck, yeah.
The blue 46.
And there's I think there's an Xfinity car that's running flags too. There you go, Adam Benefill. That's a good looking car too.
So just under 30 minutes left. But she likes the 9, she says.
Yeah, I got
Adam
you, Kathy.
Benefield.
I wrote that down. So
the 9 and the 10. So we got somebody else to help out here.
getting into the last stretch, 28 minutes to go. I tell you what, I'm a little bit excited about how we're going to see this. But I don't think we're going to have much thrill from 12 down. I mean, if they've just been running the way they've been running, Bill Klingbeil's pretty much been in charge for Xfinity the last probably 20, 30 minutes. So I know there was a shout out. Joe Brewer, of course, fighting the Foundation 99. Absolutely, Patrick Anderson. I don't know if he's got what it takes tonight to back it up. You asked that question earlier, Joel.
All right, here we go. Back green flag racing as the 88 is going to take the green flag off of turn number 4. Now we're talking about racing. I'm going to look at that 38 because he's pretty good about sizing up the competition and being there when he needs to be.
Yeah, at this point, the way he's run today, he's still going to need help. But you know what? I like Kayla McCarthy in the 24. I think she's driven a heck of a race. She doesn't make any mistakes. She's got a chance. And there she goes, right around the 77 as I talk about her.
And look at that front. Everybody stacking up. Ryan Johnson, one heck of a run on the outside as he took that commanding lead with just one car helping push.
Yeah, I think that'll even out as they get through these next 2 turns. Just the,
Caution.
Early on. Caution out again. Wow.
I believe this one may be the actual stage break. I'm not seeing anything. Oh no, that was actually.
No. Yeah.
Had a car go
There's a
sliding
4
through.
again.
Woo!
Oh, well, he's done too because that was his second truck. 35 as 35 used it. Mr. Teagan will be gone. He's used his up. That's the last one for him. Of course, he had the back damage, which is beautiful. A little bit of smoke there, a little barbecue action going on. But that'll pretty much get rid of the 4 truck, the 35, and whoever else was involved in that.
And Jorge Canales at 12 now.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Cusimano has 14 incident points.
Yeah, he
Mark
wasn't helped
Ackerman
very
has
much.
12 as well. Mark Ackerman just got his, I believe, black flag on that one. Pace car destroyed. Yep, that's number 35 ran right into that thing.
Absolutely. Just a love tap.
But we're under 30 minutes to go now. Saucy coming down. Smith, Kayla McCarthy all coming down. Greg Holt coming down.
You got to wonder, is this the last one? How far did they run? I mean, what do they run?
I think
The amount of cautions they've had.
Well, Nate Johnson, in the top 4, they only have 8 laps in their system, but you might as well come down and get fuel and some new tires and go at it at this point.
Well, so the 2 in front of her, the 10 car and the 81, Saucy and Smith, they both took just gas only, it looks like. And then Kayla went for 4 again. So she's got something up her sleeve, I would guess. Because, I mean, she's in 7th. Nothing's going to stop her from running up front at her pace. She's got a great pace tonight in that Exalted car.
Well, at 7, and if we're going, looks like we went single file. I believe we're going single file again. Yep, single file restart. The car's, basically she just got to get there where she doesn't lose the draft. She'll be right there with them again. They're right up at the top. So we'll see how it works out at the end. 38 ends up getting in front of the 88 according to the scoring loops. So he's your new race leader with 24 minutes left. See the
What a
Taz.
wild looking screen. Wild scheme, paint scheme. Yeah, I mean, you got someone, it's almost like a crayon box threw up on the car. Love the Taz on the front, though. You got to admit that. I mean, that's really just a cool. Any of us that are older, we remember Taz in our days of eating cereal in front of the television on a Saturday morning.
Yep, that's definitely right.
Oh, yeah, he's bumping it again. Look at him. He's becoming the pace car. That's sweet.
Be one with the pace car. Get you extra laps.
Help you, I can.
So 23 minutes left here. Looks like the pace car still got his lights on, so it's going to be a bit for us to get to the next grouping. Couple laps left till we go back to green flag. Hopefully we'll get to the end here. Gotta love old school. That's right. That's why I say I had the young guys that I race with that were on the they were racing Lightspeed Racing League, and we have Captain Caveman.
Yeah.
And Adam O'Brien and Captain Caveman. The 775.
Captain Caveman is a fantastic cartoon. I remember that as well.
And I told Lori that that Adam looked like one of the Geico cavemen. You know, the so easy a caveman could do it commercials.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Because he had a beard on and stuff, and so it's stuck that he's the caveman. Then I said, hey, we're gonna call you Captain Caveman. And he's my partner in endurance racing. And so it's Captain Caveman and the old guy. So.
Well, now you just admitted that, and poor Joel right there is trying not to admit it. But Joel, it's okay. If you're old, just let it out, man. Let it go. It's okay.
Now that's, you know, I almost thought it almost was reminiscent of Chico and the Man. Now that's dating myself.
Best show ever. Best show ever. Goodness gracious, yeah.
So that's kind of where I was like going there with that, and it worked for us because we ended up taking our Corvette to a win at Watkins Glen Endurance Racing 6 hours.
There you go.
So,
all right.
So we'll be all right. Fun. We'll be all right with it. So that's what it takes. Gotta call myself old to win. Call myself old.
I mean, if you're willing to admit it, it's all fine. Everybody will go with it. Just kind of looking through the lineup, I see Klingbeil still there.
Going back to green flag here as the 38 takes them across the flag stand into turn number 1.
21 minutes to go, folks. This is going to get interesting.
On the racetrack.
Yep.
Let our cameramen show off their talents as you see them cars coming off of the backstretch.
How about the shine on the cars as the sun beams off of them? That's sweet.
New race leader is Knight Johnson going up underneath there.
Maybe. Can he hold it, though? Yep, looks like he got pushed out there. Ross came up behind him, gave him that shove that everybody loves coming down that front stretch.
There's the way to go here. We got 20 minutes left. The 88 leading the way with Bo Ross behind him, Brian Johnson, and then Taco Gortman with Luke Smith in the 5th spot. And Kayla, you know, she's right there. You know,
she's there. She's got 4 tires. So if her car was sticking before, it's going to stick now. There's no question.
Well, back to our leading truck here, the 47 of Justin Gibbs.
Gibbs has had a great race today. He's been out there in front, been clean. I see the 11 going around the 16 at this point for second in the trucks.
Good run for him.
Absolutely.
And we're looking at Adam Benefield at number 9, and Bill Klimble with him. Patrick Anderson back here a little bit. Looks like they're all pretty close to one another, though. They're about 3/10 behind the leaders, so it's a good group here all the way to looks like all of the Xfinity cars are together except for Jeff Ramsdale.
And Allward's, of course, down 32 laps. He's probably off at this point. But
Nate Johnson pushed out, and now Ross is taking over the lead, and Tiny Horse looking at Ross, trying to find a way to get back around him.
I mean, these guys have some incredible speed. The front 3 have some incredible speed. But a lot of times you're seeing as they go to do the pass, they need that boost from behind. So who's going to play together when it comes down to, 1 minute to go?
Oh, lap cars are going to be in part of it as well. You can get a heck of a draft off a truck. And the dynamics of that car, because you think about it, the truck's twice the size, so one heck of a hole does it push in the air. You can draft up behind one of them and just be careful not running them over.
No doubt, no doubt. And again, we talked about closing speed earlier. A lot of the accidents that we had early on were simply that. They close so quickly on each other. Probably going to see that in just a moment here from the 38.
You see the top 4 right there on your screen, but they're all together all the way back to the 7th position. They're all about a car length off of each other, as they're all kind of wanting this thing to go to the last 10 minutes where they can start wheeling and dealing and trying to figure out where they're going to be at the end. And the thing is, we've seen is you don't really want to be the leader now, you want to be the leader then.
Absolutely right. You want to be out in that clean air doing what you have to do.
But I mean, we've seen guys be here in the lead and then they get shuffled high by somebody throwing a nose up underneath them. So do you want to be in the lead right now, or do you want to be in the catbird seat where you can get that little bit of that nose just in there enough to take away the win?
Well, a thought here too. I mean, these guys are on 18 of what they're running before, so they're 18 laps where you have Luke Smith and Saucy and McCarthy, who are running only 11 laps, 7 laps shorter, almost 8 laps shorter than the leads right now. So it means, comes down to it, they're going to have it when they need it.
Everybody's got the distance, the fuel for the distance. We're just going to see how it plays out.
McKinney, when I got around Gibbs, I just noticed that McKinney, number 11 truck, who's been running, I mean, he's just lights out all day today. McKinney pulls around Gibbs again, with Peterson pulling on third right now for the trucks.
Gibbs and Peterson. So, as you said, Josh McKinney up to about 4 tenths. They got to get about 8 tenths to a second to get away to break the draft up.
Well, I mean, and here you just showed it. Peterson is on Gibbs' rear end. I mean, he's closed that gap. They're only about a tenth of a second. Well, he's got him now. I mean, he's on the underside. Can he pull that off going into the next turn?
Yeah, they work together. They can catch up to Josh McKinney, and again, right now they're about 6 tenths behind.
Yep. I think he got a great run, but got stalled out when he got to the tail end of Gibbs.
Look at this group here. Is that all the way back to 7th? You see the top 5 there. There's the 88 underneath the 38.
Yeah, 38 slid up, but I think he's going to stall out just like what happened a second ago with the truck. See how he gets to the tail, gets to that quarter panel, but can't pull up beside him.
Yeah, 38 is trying to find a spot to get around the 77. He's right there on the back deck. And they were talking about that last week at Daytona. They were saying that you could get there, but you just had nothing to get around the car.
Absolutely. And you know, in Daytona, of course, is going to be a little different of the amount of wind that's being, you know, it's going to be like a football field wide of air that's going to block you. In this case, I mean, you know, they run up to him, but they can't seem to keep on going past it. And I think that's where we are with Michaela as well. She doesn't seem to be gaining from where she is now.
It was like you see Ryan trying different entry strategy to see what he can do, maybe coming off the corner. As you see him sizing up to the inside there. He's trying to find himself a good spot to where he can make the charge to go under the 77. Is he going to have enough laps to do it with 15 minutes to go?
Well, I think he's certainly plenty of time. It's just a matter of, you know, when you're out front, that clean air means all the difference, and it's showing right now. So.
See, now what's he going to do with that run? Like you said, he's got the run there, but the 88 came out from underneath him because he was catching the 77 quite a bit, and then he kind of stalled as the 88 backs up a little bit.
You know, what I think is happening is 88's backing up to Taco Gortman, and Taco's just not hanging with him. Anytime he gets that, there he comes again. He's going to come into the picture, but he just doesn't have enough as the 17 pulls back away again.
As we're talking about the trucks, all three have come together now.
Oh yeah, I was watching the timing. I mean, Gibbs has had a heck of a truck today, as is Peterson. I mean, all three of those guys have just been stout. They're only a lap down to the leaders, so you gotta be impressed with that as well.
Bill Klingbeil all by himself in the Xfinity Series. That number 83, about a second and a half ahead of Nathan Manwaring.
Now, Manwaring's coming out of nowhere because Gitchell's been running second place all day today. So shout out to Nathan Manwaring and that State Water Heaters. He's putting on a show right now, trying to catch up as well.
Yeah, it's just the Xfinity Series kind of all spread out today, not like last week. So racing going all over the top 7 Cup cars, and the top 3 of the Truck Series are definitely putting on a show right now.
Yeah, top 3 are, I mean, they're as tight as they can be. Gibbs just got around Josh McKinney there a second ago. So again, the trucks are really tight. I think the Cup guys know what they're doing. I think they're driving it around right now. I don't see a whole lot of I'm going to make a move this way or that way.
See all 7 of the Cup cars there.
Yep, absolutely.
They have the number 9 of Adam Benefiel hanging on the back end right now.
Benefiel's 4 laps down, so he's really not a part of any of the Xfinity side of it. But still, I mean, he's running 21st overall, so you can't argue with that, especially with all the things that have happened today.
77 and Ryan Johnson, lap car up in front of them. It's Kopp in that patriotic 46, and he just gets up and out of the way.
Oh, absolutely. He sees the train coming.
Johnson looking for a spot.
Quite a run there, absolutely. You see, as they get out there and those two just run, they almost pull away from Nate Johnson, and again, it's going to take Taco Gortman coming up to date and pushing again. That's going to make the difference. That's quite a gap.
Gibbs and Peterson on pit lane, 47 and 16 on pit lane, with 11 minutes left. So one of the trucks
are running 28 laps, so that's probably green flag. Gotta do it because they're running out.
Well, I guess Josh McKinney and Mikey Williams are going to have to make their pit stall soon.
They are. Yep. Shout out to Greg Holt. 1 lap down. Anything happens, any yellow comes out, Mr. Holt's going to be back in this thing. He's going to have something to say about it, I'll guarantee you.
He's definitely going to put himself in a good position if he can stay up there. He's got 21 laps on his car, so he's got enough fuel to the end. He just needs to keep himself. There he is right there on our picture, the 77. So he's going to put him down a lap, 2 laps now.
Yep. Thought he was holding on. I guess not. And by the way, we did call it the Josh McKinney. He came down for a pit as well. So we should see a little bit of change as far as who's in the lead for the trucks.
Jonathan Cusimano, but he's got 21 laps on his car.
Yeah, he could probably run a couple more laps. I mean, they ran 29 before they came in.
But they're throwing those down every 30 seconds, so that'll be another 10 laps. He doesn't have that.
No.
So 77 to 38, continue to move it around here. The freight train going around the chrome car.
See the number 83 moved into the top 10 there. Bill Klingbeil in his flaming 83 Whiskey River car.
Yeah. Got 31 laps on his car. As you see, the front 2 knows the tail there.
And again, the front 2, 34 laps on their car on this run so far. So interesting to see, are they going to have to pit again? You said they got plenty of gas, but are their tires going to do what they need them to do?
I said we got to look at how much fuel. I'm not sure that their fuel tanks. I didn't get a number from any of them. But they're driving like they don't have a worry in the world.
That's true.
Bill Klimbaugh got 32 laps, and he's leading the Xfinity Series. Yep. Josh McKinley and John Peterson second and third now. There's Josh McKinney in at number 11. About a second and a half back is John Peterson. And then that Justin Gibbs, he was running up front. He's about 4.5 seconds back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He's he's an extra lap down now. He only had an 11.1 second pit stop, but he somehow dropped another lap. So. There you see they went around Klingville. So it basically what looks like's happening right now is these guys are just on a rail, and they're putting everybody down 2 and 3 laps now. There you see the 11 and the 16 up in front of them, so it won't be long before they're going to be 3 laps down too.
See this group here, this is your top group with Greg Holt being a lap up. He's still in there, so 8 cars, all cup cars all together here with Saucy in the back with 7 minutes remaining.
Yeah, unless Holt gets a miracle, though. I mean, we're showing him 2 laps down in 8th place. So, I mean, unless a miracle happens, he's going to...
Well,
I mean, he's still got a great finish, but...
With the yellow coming out, he would be the lucky dog.
That's true.
So that would get one of them back.
You're coming up on 6.5 minutes here. These guys, I imagine, yeah, you see them dancing now. It's about time somebody's going to get out in that fresh air and see what they can do with it.
Well, this whole group is right there now together. So, like you said, somebody's going to have to make it something work out. Jeff Ramsdale and Tyler Turtle Rush came back, it looks like. Yeah, Tyler's actually out there back on the racetrack.
Well, hallelujah for that, you know. 40 laps down, but he's still out there, so.
Yeah, Jorge Canales has 16 incident points. He's out there running, number 71.
Kathy Joe, you're right. I'd say sometime around 5 minutes, 4 minutes to go, these guys are just going to ratchet it up one more. And again, you see them dancing all over the place. No one's got a partner right now, and it almost just looks like everybody's doing a different type of dance.
Every man or woman for themselves.
That's
Every
what it looks
driver
like right
to
now.
thyself, yes. There are no teams at this point. We're going to push it to the front, and they're getting help everywhere. Like I said, I'm waiting for somebody to make an actual move here. There's 5.5 minutes left. They're still kind of nose to tail, kind of sizing each other up. Somebody's going to make a move to try to get a position because they really haven't changed any positions in the last 5 or 10 minutes.
They really haven't. And again, if you're gonna run the way you're running, just keep in mind. I mean, there's 7 lap difference between the leader and then back to Smith on the tires. So, does the 10, does the 24, does the 81? Do they all get together and make their own run? And I think it's possible. It's just a matter of getting close enough.
Well, they were actually pretty tight, and it looks like they're going down pit lane, it looks like, no?
Now I mean, they're going. Absolutely. Here comes
Johnson, and Gortman.
Yep. So Bo Ross is out there, 43 laps on his tires. Everybody else had to get tires.
So that just tells me that Ross does not have fuel to the end.
Oh, absolutely. Does he come this time?
McCarthy may have enough. We'll see.
Here he
Luke
comes.
Smith and McCarthy.
Here he comes.
We'll see if they made the right choices here to crush all 3 of these guys right here. It looks like Saucy is 2 seconds behind this group, and Saucy went down and got a splash of fuel. So the top 2, Luke Smith and Kayla McCarthy, have made the strategic call to go to the end on the tank that they have.
So what's the old saying? They've made their bed and now they're going to lie in it.
Ooh, look at the 10 right there on the back of the 38. 38's on the lead lap at the tail end.
Well, this is where you put them down if you can, because you don't want a yellow flag comes out. There's another car on the outside, that Holt, that you don't want any part of either.
He just got fuel, so they're running on the same set of tires as as the 10 is right behind them. With no advantage as far as rubber goes, but they do have fuel that they need to get there.
So a lot of them went 43 and 44 laps. If that's the case, I mean, the 3 leaders are at 38 right now, 39 as they cross the line. There's still 3 minutes to go. I just don't think they've got enough.
6 laps.
Yeah.
6 or 7 laps. They have enough? We'll see. But that's the bed they made, so...
Well, yeah, I think at this point, you just got to run it. I mean, if you think you can do it, you got to do it.
But now, you think about this. They all have their crew chiefs doing these calculations. Is that the reason why the 24 has been sitting in the back this entire time and not really fighting coming up positions? As you were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to sit back until it's time, they can conserve an awful lot of fuel just riding behind everybody.
But right now, she's just letting the 10 put the most energy down and cutting that fuel. And it's right behind the number 10. So we'll see here as we get down to a minute what's going to happen. She's in the right spot at the right position with 2 minutes to go. I'm trying to take 2 laps, 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, 2 minutes to go. Do they have enough? There she goes, way down on the inside. Got a little help from Greg Holt, who's a lap down, but I don't know. Can she... Going into the turn, can she hold it?
She's got the lead there.
She's got it right there. There you go.
And she's going to try to tuck in right behind Johnson is what I see her doing at this point. She's got Holt pushing behind, and Holt's not even in a position. He's just kind of helping along.
She's got nothing she has to worry about. Taco's got a car in between him and her, so I would get on Johnson's rear end.
Here comes the number 10 down pit lane. Did Kayla save enough?
Got a minute and a half to find out. And if I'm Kayla, I'm up on the back of that car letting him pull me. Here comes Taco Gortman. We know he has enough gas.
Now, Saucy's got 41 laps, so he's in the same boat. But Luke Smith is...
I got you, yeah.
Luke Smith, yeah. So we got a few. 24 looks like she's slowing down now to try to get down there. And she's coming down the pit lane.
Yeah.
So Saucy looks like he's got the lead now in that 81. Was just not enough because it needed about 2 more laps of gas.
Well, listen, Saucy's on the same run as they are. He's got 42 right now. Can he stretch it to 43 or 44? Because he's playing the same strategy.
Well, he's going to have to go 2 more laps.
I don't know. He's hanging on 27. Maybe it'll help him. I wouldn't push it at this point. You can let up a little.
Well, here we go. We're watching the leader at this point to see if he has enough fuel. If not, Taco Gortman will be the winner here, is what it looks like. And the 81 is just sitting right behind that 27. And
if I'm him, I don't move. I let off the gas.
13 seconds. It would be better if he knew that he could slow down, because if he cuts the line before the zeros go, which it looks like he will, 2 seconds. Yep, he's got to go on another lap now. Final lap here. He's got to get...
How about that, ladies and gentlemen? I tell you what, Taco's probably licking his lips right now. Come on, run out of gas. Run out of gas.
I think Taco actually crossed the line after the zeros, which means that would have been his last lap recorded.
I mean, he still seems to be running. Doesn't seem to be worried about this. Coming around the turn. Going to take the checkered flag right here. Josh Saucy, how about Josh Saucy? How about that? Win.
And Josh McKinley, we have him coming around the corner here. And he's going to try to take the truck lead here, a truck win.
McKinney's the only one on that lap, so he's got this no problem. Looks like we'll be talking to him. And then Nate Manwaring looks like he would be taking, at this point, Patrick Anderson. Great shot at it, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to pull that off either.
Nathan Manwaring. Looks like they've already gotten across here, and that was it.
Yep.
As you see him slowing down.
Yep.
So let's try to get some people together as we go to put up the results. Let's put up the cup cars first. And there they are. And you can go ahead and go through that as I start to try to pull some people up with us.
So Josh Saucy plays the game with the gas, takes the win. You got the 17 of Taco Gortman. Nate Johnson comes in a third. Bo Ross had a great run all day, comes in fourth. Luke Smith Caleb McCarthy had to go down for gas. Ryan Johnson, Greg Holt. Greg Holt finishes 2 laps down. Dave Gilbert, and then Tyler Turtle Rush, 39 laps down. Got Joseph Causey, who we saw get crashed twice. Chris Wheeler at 129, and then Michael Edwards. He rounds that out. Those guys really had a good run today. Good watching those guys.
All right, Nathan Manwaring is your winner of in the Xfinity Series. Patrick Anderson, Michael Gitchell, Mark Ackerman, Jeff Ramsdale, Adam Benefiel, Bill Klinbell, Richard Crane, Heath Fonseca, and Mike Alward. Let's see, and that was, I believe, that's 10 is all we had for that group. And our final group, which is our trucks, there's Josh McKinney with McKinney, Williams, Gibbs, Peterson, Cusimano, Kopp, Beaver Cruz, Canales, and Humphrey. And Johnson, Teagan, and Desparios. David Desparios.
Yeah.
And there's the 81 right there. So we're going to cut to some of this and try to get with some people here. Who is our fan favorites? We can talk to that person first.
Well, you know what? We didn't really have one, but let's talk to Adam Benefiel if you can get a hold of him. He's the one that had the 9 car. You know, that was good.
Let me try to get him. We'll try to get his car on the screen here.
Has he parked it? There it
is. There it is. All right, we'll pull him up first and then we'll talk to the rest of the group. Adam Benefiel, he pulled himself out of here, so he doesn't want to talk. He went back down because I sent him here. So Adam Benefiel's fan favorite tonight in the number 9 car. So as he's there right on screen, 6th place in the Xfinity Series. So let's go to our winner was Nathan Manwaring. So I got to click to him. There we go. Bears the number 56. Looks like he's got a different number that he runs normally. So we'll have to grab him in and ask him about that. And Nate, you're with Cushy and Harold in the booth here, winning the Xfinity class for the triple threat here at Vegas. He jumped out as well. Nate, you got us? Is Harold and Cushy in the booth? Nate, you got us? Harold and Cushy in the booth, dude, sir.
Yep, I got you guys.
All right, there he is.
We're trying to make a quick switch over.
Yeah, well, we were trying to get with the other driver. It's like we didn't have so far not having good luck with the drivers. But hey, we see you got the 56. Looks like you might drive this paint in another series or something because I see a number up underneath there.
Yeah, I caught that one tonight. Forgot I had that overlay there. So we're gonna change that up for next week.
All right. Well, it happens, and just. And I know it's Cushy doesn't do the iRacing thing. He's been calling the races with me, and some of the people don't know how these paint schemes work. In trading paints, you can put one that they call a sim stamped paint scheme and then a custom paint scheme. And sometimes if you don't set them up right, you end up getting the one that you not want. So, but hey, Nate, you did a pretty good job there, though, staying up and out of the fray and bringing the thing home first place tonight. With 3 laps down off the Cup cars, but still look pretty good for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Felt good. Definitely ran up there the 1 and 2 first stage. Fell behind, went a lap down and everything. Got caught on pit road and got a penalty, but worked back from it.
Nate, it's Cushy. So most of the night, Bill Klingbeil was out in front. Was it a matter of strategy when it got down to the end? Because I noticed that you kept coming on. Was that something where it just really worked out well? Because the cars seemed to be all over the place tonight just because of all the traffic.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely talking to the team and everything. Told them every time a caution comes out, fresh tires all the way. I already made it back to the lead lap. So even if I started in the back, I knew I could chase them down and try to find some way to get to the front eventually.
Yeah, so I mean, it was definitely interesting out there. I mean, the trucks were extremely fast with the setup that they had tonight.
Yeah, for sure. It was good running around them. You kind of knew their speed and everything, but definitely watching out for the cup cars because they'd come up on you pretty quick and they'd come out of nowhere as well there.
Yeah, that
Yeah, we did
closing
talk
speed.
about that. That closing speed was crazy in some situations, especially early on in the race when people were still kind of feeling it out. That we noticed closing rate was incredible.
Oh yeah, yeah, they came up quick. There were a few instances where you're looking behind you, and next thing you know, one's flying up on you, and better just hold on because you don't know what's about to happen unless they pass you.
All right, Nathan, before we let you go, man, who do you want to thank for tonight's win with the triple threat at split decisions here at Vegas?
I definitely want to thank Adam Benefiel, Matt Cope, and everything. Great teammates, and definitely glad to be here and everything that's going on. It's been fun, and look forward to the next races.
All right, Nate Marin wearing our winner of the Xfinity Series in his number 56 State Water Heaters Camaro. We'll talk. Well, we won't be here next week, but you guys believe Turn 3 is taking over, starting with the next season, the next race next week.
For sure. Thank you guys.
Yeah, man, good luck.
All right, so truck now. Josh McKinney, we had him last week, so we'll pull him back up. Josh, you go 2 for 2, man, as you put the triple threat number 11 truck into victory lane tonight.
Yeah, it was a good race, man. Thanks for broadcasting again. I was watching you guys a little bit. It sounds great. Cars look great on the track. The trucks ran really well.
Yeah. So how did you feel? How did you feel in the trucks tonight? It looks like your setups were a lot towards quickness but it got a little hairy out there a couple times, Josh. I mean, you had to dodge a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we had the McConey setup shop there sponsoring us and allowing us to run the truck setup. It was a good setup. I mean, I feel like I had a great truck all night long.
Definitely looked fast, and the trucks. I mean, you guys did a really good job around all the traffic, and earlier we were talking with Nathan Manwaring, and you're talking about the cup cars would come up on you guys and split you and go. I mean, was it a lot of rear view windows like racing when you seen them cars come up on you?
Not really. I mean, in stage one, I thought I had it. I thought I had it cleared, but as soon as they started to get together more and more, man, they blew by me like I was sitting still there. But overall, it was a great race for the number 11 McKinney Voice and Sound Chevrolet.
I was going to say, when you were in clean air, brother, you were rolling. You had no problems. You were actually putting some distance on second place and just rolling along. But yeah, I guess you had to think about it. Eventually, they're going to get from where they are. They started later or lower in the pack, kind of came up on you. But great job tonight, man. Just you did. You had a fast truck. You stayed where you had to be. Didn't get caught up in all that nonsense early on.
Yeah, we had one problem there. Exiting pit road, I was trying to stay ahead of the 16 truck there, and I at 16 or 47, whatever it was, and I got a little bit of a speeding penalty there. But I was able to drive it around and managed to get a little bit lucky, and the cautions fell at the right time where I was able to pick my way through the pack.
I mean, and a nice clean race, 0 incidents, runs. You didn't have to get a new truck or anything, so it looked like you were hitting your plan. Other than you said that one speeding penalty, and you're pretty good. And your only competition was a lap behind you.
Yeah, we had a great race. I'd like to thank Dave setting this whole thing up. Man, what a great league this is, isn't it? Fun to watch, fun to see, fun to race in. It's a great time.
Yeah, definitely a big show all the way around the racetrack. Just I almost whoever's turn 3. Hope you guys have a few guys with cameras that you can see the whole track, because it's definitely hard to get everybody in, because you guys got races everywhere on the racetrack. Even this 1.5, from one end to the other, there's racing going on.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make next Friday's race as military duties above all, But
Yep.
I'd like to thank Dave, McKinney Voice and Sound for sponsoring me, my wife Callie, and my crew guys there, Josh Beaver. He's really helped me set this truck up and set up everything with my computer skills and all that.
All
Well,
right.
Josh, you ran a heck of a race, man. Thank you again for your service. I know we thanked you last week, and I know Harold appreciates it since he's a serviceman as well. Heck of a job tonight. Really enjoyed watching you, and good luck in the future.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Love all. Have a good night.
All right, Josh McKinney, it's your winning truck for tonight. Josh Saucy. But, just before we grab him in there, I was going to pull up our race recap since we were talking about the McConey Setup Shop. There they are. Josh Saucy was your overall winner. 5 cautions for 22 laps. 36 drivers took to the grid. Brian Tiny Horse Johnson was the fastest car in at number 38 with 29.829 for the fastest lap. So let's get with Josh here. Pull him on up. Josh Saucy, man, digging that paint scheme, and you brought it home in number 1 spot tonight in the brand new next gen car, that Chevrolet, looking good in that Exalta chromed out gold and black.
Hell yeah, man! First cup one I've got in this league. It's a long time coming.
I say making it look good, and you were pulling. There are a few cars pulling the fuel strategy, and I take it that you probably do more lap racing than you do timed racing.
Oh yeah, for sure. This has been a big adjustment, ever since season 1. Just trying to figure that out. I mean, it's a lot harder to figure out on the fly. What are my seconds a lap, average type deal, and okay, so how many minutes should that chew up, and how many minutes am I losing in this caution, and yeah, factoring all that in, it's not easy.
Were you close on gas?
Oh, I crossed the line, or when I killed it coming to the line in the trial, I had .09 left, which is why
I'll guarantee.
I got to do a little mini 360 burnout there, and then I'm pretty much out of fuel now.
Yeah, I kind of figured that when the 10 car dropped off and the 24 car dropped off, and Harold's like, "Well, I don't see Josh," and all of a sudden you're sitting behind another car, just letting him pull you around. I figured there ain't going to be much burnout coming, but so played the gas strategy, fuel strategy worked out beautiful for you. But you had a fast car all day. Since you're driving the new car, what would you say? I mean, how does it feel for you?
This is one of the few tracks I've been to so far where it's not been bad, aero wise. I know I did a race at Homestead and it was really bad aero push wise, kind of like the current Cup car when it first come out. You'd want to be the leader, because you could just dirty air the guy behind you so bad it was hard for them to get a run, especially as tires wore out. But tires really didn't wear here. That first 40 lap run we had, my lefts were still at 95, and my rights were at like 90 and 96 or something like that. So wear was minimal, and I was in the draft the whole time. I never once led the back, and the only thing I would say is it was really hard to get a good run, especially on the leader, unless you had 1 or 2 guys behind you setting up a big push, because once you got kind of close to the lead car, you just air bubble push them away like you used to see, like 2016, 17
Yeah.
Cup cars at the plate tracks. There's an air bubble in front of these cars, and you get within a certain distance. I don't know if it's a tenth or a tenth and a half, but you start pushing them forward and helping them pick up speed. So if someone can be really consistent and like know how to drive defensive without killing their corners, it's super tough to pass somebody.
Yeah, the comment I made though, Josh, about the time braid, I was waiting for you to drag the brake so that zeros would happen before you crossed the line. Because you had plenty of gap. You had plenty of gap. And I was concerned.
It played out. I had like a 2-second, or I don't know what the finish was there.
You had plenty, yeah.
2.49, yeah.
Right, and I was calculating it in my head. I really couldn't especially tell until I got the lead on the standings chart what my gap was to Taco, because I knew he was probably pulling 5 to 6 seconds a lap on me just riding around like I was. And I was like, all right, I know what my splits are. And I took the lead and I saw he was, I don't know, 10 seconds back with a couple laps to go. And I was like, that's not long enough. I'm going to have to choose a point and punch it and hope that I have enough fuel to make it. And when we didn't get the white flag, the lap before we got it, I was like, oh boy, I could be in trouble. But I was already way too committed at that point, and I just had to go for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, at that point, you were 13. I think it was 13 and a half. What you're talking about, 13 and a half seconds with a couple laps still left to go. And again, sitting behind that other car had to help a little bit. At least he's pulling you, something that you have to worry about. And of course, as you said, man, you're committed at this point. Everybody else is ducked off. You're the only one left out there. So great job, man. Again, he mentioned it. Fantastic looking paint scheme. I really enjoyed this race, and I thought you drove a heck of a job tonight, and really kept yourself clean, and that took a lot considering we've lost a lot of people in this race today.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's so packed together. It's like being in a sardine can, you can't break away. And this is one of the few tracks where I know the trucks are going to be getting custom setups all year. So that really beefs them up on speed, at least initially. So you'll see a lot of guys kind of run together in a pack. And even the Xfinity cars, the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 laps, they could hold lap times similar to our own. So really, it was about patience, and you saw. I think by lap 18, all the Cup cars went from the back to the front. We got through the field, but it took almost 20 laps from being all the way at the back. So there's a lot of patience, a lot of strategy. Definitely want to give a big shout out to Tyler, not only as my team owner and painter, but being willing to go ride around with me and not push me, but sit in front of me to help take all the drag off his car that he possibly could.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have made it if it wasn't for him.
All right. Well, is there anyone else that you might want to thank before we let you go?
Just all the series sponsors that we have. It's great to have some of the names that we have up in the league and helping out and giving away butt kickers and everything else. Definitely you guys for stepping up, broadcasting first couple races for us. I kind of wish we'd see more on your end, but the couple of races that you have done, I can't wait to go watch this. But I know watching Daytona, I really enjoyed listening to your guys' commentary and I'll be checking out some of the other things that you guys do for the other leagues just to see what's going on with you guys and all the admins in the league. I know there's a lot of confusion, 3 different series all at one time. There's a lot of things that happen. That's a lot for any one person. Our race control does a great job. Admins step in when they need to. Tempers can flare, and they do the best they can to diffuse the situation. So if it wasn't for that team, this league probably wouldn't be getting where it's going.
Mm.
Everyone that showed up tonight, appreciate it, and I think they're doing a fun race next week, I think, or something. But we'll pack it up and go to the next points race, see what happens.
All right, Josh Saucy, tonight's winner for the Cup Series here at Las Vegas. We'll let him get back down to the victory lane, and we were able to catch up with our fan favorite. We try to grab his car up here. There it is, number 9. Adam, you're in the booth with Harold and Cushy with the fan favorite paint scheme in that Camaro number 9 tonight.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. It looks really good. We like that. The red, white, and blue got the flag running down the side of it. Looks good in that number 9 car. Did you paint the car yourself, or do you got somebody that you use to get that nice looking paint scheme together?
That is a Turtle Shells design special right there. I had him actually. He made that for a truck for me last season. I actually won the championship in that scheme, and then I had him go ahead and transfer it over to the Xfinity when I got moved up, and hope it bring me some luck.
It is a good looking car, great paint scheme. Got the American flag there on the car going underneath the 9. Looks like you had quite a night tonight, Adam. There for a while, you were running up close, and at one point you had the lead. So how do you feel about the other cars running? We talked about it with some of the winners tonight. The closing rate was huge tonight, and those guys in the Cup cars could get on your all's tails pretty quick. How did it feel as you were driving? Did you look in the rear view a lot?
Yeah, just that closing rates. I feel like the Xfinity cars were, the slowest cars in the field. The trucks were way faster in the corners than us. We could pull them on the straights, pull back a little bit, and then they'd pull right back on us in the corners. And those Cup cars, they although they started in the back at the beginning of the race, they were just on rails the entire race. You really had to kind of look and make sure you didn't have any of them creeping up on your corner entry and get run over.
Yeah, but the trucks are stable. Trucks were a lot more stable, absolutely, going into the corners. So I could see where you're seeing that. but you guys ran a great race. A lot of back and forth. Did you need to run a fuel strategy at the end?
I think it was more tires than it was anything else. It's something it's a pretty steep learning curve coming from the trucks to Xfinity, and learn how to save your stuff on these cars. It just wears out so much quicker. So it's definitely something I'm still learning. The car for me was extremely tight the entire run. I couldn't find a line on either corner that I could run consistently each lap and still make time. That last restart, everybody got kind of jumbled up right there. I ended up going from fourth to the lead, and got way out on those guys. And within about 5 laps or so, I was back in fifth, sixth place. So I could not keep the car under me at all.
That's the beauty of the Xfinity Series cars. It's definitely a driver's car. It tends to be really difficult to drive. It's not on rails. The truck gets some of these 1.5s where they can stay wide open. The Xfinity car, you got a little bit more finesse, and the new Cup cars seem like they've got a really good downforce package that allows them to stick to the track. So this Xfinity car is going to be kind of interesting throughout the season for you guys. Definitely having your hands full week after week.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's kind of a steep learning curve. But I think once we get a couple of these 1.5 miles under our belt, the newer guys that have stepped up here from last season will kind of get the hang of it a little bit, and we'll be able to get up there and run with those guys. But I want to say a really big congratulations to my teammate Nathan for that win there in the Xfinity Series. That's an awesome deal for his first win.
You did pretty darn good there tonight, and we'll let you go, Adam, and we're gonna say goodbye to you guys here, and it was fun with you guys. So we'll let you get back to your guys back there in Victory Lane.
Thanks, Adam.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Well, yeah, Cush, that's going to put an end to us, man. Turn 3 will be taking over for the rest of the season. But if you've been watching us and you like what you see and you like what you hear, we will be with there's some things going on. But you can check One to Go Studios Facebook page. We'll try to keep you posted on what we're doing. I got a little bit of time before we go to a new series division system that'll take up our weekdays, Monday through Thursdays, starting hopefully in October. We may have a few one-offs, but just keep an eye on One to Go Studios Facebook or YouTube. So if you're watching, do the subscribe and do the bell so you can be notified anytime we go live. I'll probably do some other things like maybe do a couple pickup races or so just to keep people interested in what's going on at One to Go Studios. Cush, man, thanks for coming back with me and keeping me in tune with what's going on. Kathy Joe, definitely. We're not going too far. Kathy Joe, I'm pretty sure she's got me on notification because as soon as I start broadcasting, Kathy Joe's there. So she's got to have a bell pops up or something says that One to Go Studios is live because she's always there. So.
Well, this was an absolute pleasure. Those of you that listened to us tonight, got a couple new ones there. David Scott, Kathy Joe, shout out to you. You were awesome again as usual. Joel Brewer, way to chime in there, man. Again, don't worry about being old. It all happens. I think I also saw there was another one out there. I don't want to miss anybody, but man, just a pleasure to be on here. Absolutely enjoyed it. April Orth, I want to call out to you as well. Shout out to you. Thanks so much for listening to us. We absolutely thoroughly enjoyed this. This is something that he and I both love dearly. This was my first time in the booth these last 2 races, and I look forward to getting a chance to maybe call a few more with you, Harold, as we go forward from here. But shout out to the group letting us do that. This was you get 3 of them together. You can't help but enjoy that. So thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate you listening to us.
All right, I'm Harold Darner with Ken Cushwa Cushy as we are going to be out of here. So until you see us again by that notification bell, we'll see you at the next turn.
What an exciting race brought to you by One to Go Studios. Here they come out of turn 4 to the white flag, and it's One to Go. Thank you to all our sponsors